What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here with the hot topics, you guys. This is the week's hottest topics. These are going to be the hot topics for the week of November the 12th through November the 18th, you guys. So we have a full week left of November. So next week is Thanksgiving, and so we won't be doing a video on Friday. So for Thanksgiving, we'll probably put hot topics up. I'll try my best to put hot topics up on Wednesday, because Thursday I'm going home. Friday I will probably be out Black Friday shopping, and I don't know. So yeah, more than likely next week's hot topics will be up on Wednesday. So with that out of the way, you guys. Actually, no. Before we go ahead and just talk about what's hot and what is trending this week, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on my channel and you guys aren't yet subscribed, then I need you guys to do me a huge solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss what is hot and what is trending this week, shall we? All right, guys. So the first thing that I definitely actually want to talk about before we get into like the big stories is this weather. So it is like really cold. It's cold here in Dallas. I know that in other states it's snowing. I know what Chicago has snow, New York has snow. So if you guys are have snow, I am thinking about you guys. I am hoping you guys are staying warm out there. It's crazy, right? It is crazy that we are here. We had now. I know here in Texas we were supposed to have some light snow. It's not cold enough for it to stick. That's good, right? I am so hoping and praying that when we get to February, that we don't have another winter storm. We've had two winter storms. We had one this year in February, and we had one in 2021. The one that left us in the dark with no water and no power for a couple of days. But to everybody out there who has snow on, where you're at, my prayers are with you, and I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys are staying warm out there. Now that's that. So let's go ahead and get into the first story that I want to talk about, shall we? All right, you guys. So these first two stories are going to be some very, very heavy stories. So I'm going to talk about these stories first, and then just leave the rest of the stuff, you know, don't have a lot to talk about, but we got some stuff to talk about, you guys. So this first story is with the story about the girl Shaquella Robinson, who went to Mexico, Cabo, I believe it was, with her friends. I don't know. You can definitely not call those people her friends. Those were not her friends, right? So if you haven't heard the story, I don't know where you've been, because this story has been everywhere this week. So when I initially saw her picture on Instagram, Twitter, I didn't necessarily know what was going on. So then I finally started to see, I started to hear more and more about her, and the story is just terrible, right? So I think they went to Mexico. I think it was a group of friends. So they went to Mexico to celebrate. I believe it was someone's birthday, right? So Shaquella is a 25-year-old She's 25 years old. Well, she was 25 years old. So they went to Mexico. Her mom, talked to her as she got there, and she talked to her again. She talked to her twice, but that last time was the last time that she talked to her daughter. And then the friends called home. Each person had a different story from what I saw on Good Morning America. That the mom said that everybody was calling her, telling her different things about what's happened to Shaquella, right? So they were saying that she had alcohol poisoning, right? And then we all know she has passed away. So they were saying she passed away from alcohol poisoning. And my thing is, even if she did pass away from alcohol poisoning, right? It's the fact that these people left her there. Like, I was having a conversation yesterday about this. Like, what bothers me with this story, because I'm gonna get into it in just a little bit. What bothers me about this story is Yeah, y'all called home and told what allegedly happened, which we know is a lie at this point, right? You told what happened, you stayed there, and then you came home without her body. You just left her there. Like those were not her friends, because a real friend, if something bad is happening to your friend, you are going to be frantic. You are going to be trying to figure out everything that you can do to help your friend, because most, now I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to me and some of my, especially like my best friend, I don't look at my best friend as my best friend. I look at her as my family. She is family. She's not like my family. She is my family. That is my sister. And if me and her were to go on a trip, if it was me, her, and some of our friends going on a trip, and something happened to her baby, they all know I'm gonna be inconsolable, because we are super. I mean, we are like this. We are this tight. So if something like if I were to call her mama wouldn't be able to understand what I'm saying, because she would know I would be crying. So I would be a mess, and the trip would be over if something happens. I'm like, you know what, y'all, this is a wrap. We finna cut this shit short, right? And then I'm gonna be like, you know what? I might say to some people, like, if y'all want to go back, me and, she's married, so I probably be like, and her, I'd be like, I'm staying here. I don't care what happens. I don't care about the money. I don't care about how much anything. I don't care about anything. I'm staying here with her until we get her back home. Until we get her home, I'm staying here, right? So, two videos have surfaced, and I'll talk about the first one that I saw. So, the first video that I saw was this video, and I don't now. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like this ain't something that we did when I was in my late teens and early 20s, right? Where your friends are, where people are, and actually it used to happen when it was a group of people. A group would surround, and everybody would just take out their phones and record it, right? Record a fight. But if it's if it's my friends, I am so not about to sit here and record my friends fighting. I'm about to break that up, right? So there's this video of Shaquella and another young lady. They were well, they weren't fighting. The young lady was just, I mean, she was just hitting Shaquella, just punching her, punching her, punching her, and telling her to get up. And then the guy that is recording the video, he's telling her, Quella, fight back. You very loudly hear her say, no. And I think that's a punk move, a coward move to continue. If you fighting somebody and you realize that your opponent doesn't want to fight you back, why are you continuously hitting this person? It makes no sense. It makes you look like a weak ass person, right? But my issue with that is, I have two issues. I have an issue with the young lady that was fighting her. When that girl said no, that she does not want to fight, let it go. Let the shit go. Move on. So that happened. And then my other issue is with the guy that was recording it. Instead of you telling her to fight back, these are supposed to be your friends. These are your quote unquote friends, right? Say, hey, no, I don't, stop. Break it up. Don't record it. Break it up. But he didn't do that. He's complicit in this, right? So the FBI is now involved in this, and they're trying to, there's a potential homicide at this point, right? Because the autopsy revealed that Shaquella did not die of alcohol poisoning. She had it was her spine, and her spine and her neck were, her neck was, oh God. I just can't imagine that. Like, y'all really beat that girl that badly that you crushed her spine and this, and messed up her neck. And the fact, that's what also, and I'm gonna go back to what I just said a few minutes ago. The fact that they still stayed there after this happened, and y'all came back to the US without her body. Like I said, those weren't her friends, and I really feel so bad for her, because that's one thing about me. I don't call everybody my friends. It takes me some time before I can even think of you as a friend. Like if I meet somebody today, I'm like, oh, and I like them. I'm like, oh, people be like, what do you think of them? I'm like, he or she is cool. I would like to get to know them a little bit. Maybe we can get to know each other more, but they cool. I don't, they're cool. If like my best friend, she has some friends. Actually, she had a work friend that she introduced me to, and she was like, I want you to meet her. I was like, okay, I'll meet her. And I met her, and I was like, okay, I like her. She's cool, but I wouldn't say that she's my friend. Me and her, when we see each other, we're always very cordial with each other, right? So it just everybody that says that you're your friends, they might not be your friends, right? You gotta really just process things like that. When it comes to people, when it comes to your friends, I always say that you know who your real friends are. You know who your friends are, and sometimes these people who are quote unquote your friends, they can secretly hate you. They can envy your life. There are so many things that can go on with people, right? And I really feel bad for that young lady that she unfortunately had to find out the lesson that not everybody that says that they're your friends are your friends, right? So the second video that I saw that surfaced is and it kind of puts a little context why, because in the video when the young lady was wailing on her, she was naked, right? So the second video that I just saw was a video of her just running through the rooms, basically saying to them, like y'all hoes ain't ready. Like she wanted them to get dressed, put their bathing suits on, so that they can go to the pool. But you didn't hear nobody, and I was like, oh Jesus. I'm like, this is probably where it happened, where they set her up. I just don't understand that. It's just mind blowing to me that this happened. But I hope that justice is served for Shaquella. She did not. I don't care what she did. There's nothing that anybody could do to deserve to be beaten to death. There is just nothing that a person can do to you. I don't care if she slept with your boyfriend. I don't care if she, stole money from you. My thing is, when it comes to friendships, once two quote unquote friends come to blows with each other, that's where the friendship is done, right? It's kaput when you put your hands on me. And that's actually one of the reasons, like when it comes to me and traveling, I never really travel with a group of people. I've When I've traveled, most times I go by myself or with family. Like when I went to Vegas last year, it was me and my cousin and her best friend, who I consider family as well, right? It was us three. It was us three together. I went to Atlanta for my 22nd birthday. I went solo. So anytime I go, like when I go places, I go on solo trips, or I go with people that I know. Like very rarely, no. So I just really do feel bad for her. I feel bad for her mother. I'm praying for her mom. I know that this is so difficult. She was 25 years old, just started living her life, right? And this happens. But like I said, once again, I just hope that justice is served. Everybody that is involved is complicit, from the person who was recording it to the person who fought her. The person who was recording, you may not have fought her, but you were there and you thought it was cute to record it. Why? If these are your friends, break this shit up. It ain't like, no, break it up. Like I said a few minutes ago, friendship, if it comes to the point, if it comes to physical violence in a friendship, that's a wrap. And like I was telling my friend yesterday, and this is a friend because she's been there for me and she's done so much for me, right? I was telling her, like, the minute that person, if I was her, the minute that you put your hands on me and we're fighting, I would have packed my shit. I would have called my. I really at that point I would have called my mom, and I was like, you know what, mama. So they just so and so just fought me, and I ain't did shit to her. So I'm gonna have to end this trip early. Or I would have found somewhere else to go and stay. Either I'm ending my stay with you guys early, like going home, or I'm going to find me somewhere else to stay. I'm just not gonna sit I'm not gonna sit there and be physically, mentally, or physically, mentally, emotionally abused by anybody, especially if it is a person that I consider a friend. But like I said, prayers up for her, Shaquella. Prayers up for her mom, her dad, her family and friends, her real friends, not just, not these people. And justice is gonna come. I'm hoping for a swift kick in the ass for the people that were involved in her death. And the thing that I'm stuck on is, y'all said it was alcohol poisoning, but you called the cops and everything. You didn't think that people were gonna look into her death to see, hey, how did this young lady die? Y'all didn't think things. Y'all were. I don't even know what to say. You guys, let's just again pray for her and her family. And with that, let's pause here and move on to the next story, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next story is another tragic story. So I don't know the whole particulars of this story. All I know is when I woke up on Monday morning, all I saw, so I told you guys, I wake up, and Good Morning America is typically on when I wake up to get ready for work. So Good Morning America was on, and I just see this young black man's face posted all over the news, and I'm like, what's going on here, right? And I read the headline at the bottom. It said shooting at UVA. I was like, oh my god. And I was thinking at the time when I saw that gentleman's face that he was a victim. No, he was not a victim, and I didn't even get his name, but his name is actually irrelevant, to be quite honest with you. So what happened is there was a shooting at the school. This young man whose faces was on the news was the shooter, and he was at large at the time. Right now, since then they have captured him. Actually, I captured him the same day. I was wondering when they captured him. I was like, "Oh, is this gonna be an actual capture, or is this gonna be a, that the police took him down?" But no, they captured him, right? So he was a former football player. Now, I think from what I read, it said he was benched. So he shot three other students, and unfortunately, they were three young black men as well. I was like, three black lives, gone way too soon. And then this young man has ruined his life as well. And I was talking, and I was, it's it's fascinating because I haven't heard any more stories about it, so I don't know what the narrative. I don't know what the narrative is. The one thing that I did notice, because so at my job so the building that we are leased in, the building that we work out of, is a leased building. So so we have a little court. We have a little courtyard, right? So there are TVs. There are one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 TVs in the building, right? There are 8 TVs in the office for the our lease. The people who own the building, their office, they have one television that is just on Fox News. Then there's another television right, across from it in another courtyard area. It's on CNN. That's the only television. That's the only TV that is on CNN. Everything else is like you walk throughout the entire building. You're looking at Fox News all day on a loop, right? And then there are two other TVs that have ESPN on it. So they have ESPN on 2 TVs, and they have CNN on 1 TV. but the other, so that's six, that's three, right? Yeah, two. So the others are nothing. So the one up here by the elevator, CNN, actually it's nine TVs. Scratch that, it's nine TVs. It's nine TVs. Three of them, one of them has CNN, two of them has ESPN. The others six have Fox News. So I have to look at Fox News all day, every day. Like when I go for a walk, I have to see Fox News, Fox News, Fox News, Fox News. And so Fox News was talking about it, and I was like, I wonder what their narrative is going to be to paint this young man, right? Because when it comes to someone who looks like this, the narrative is, oh, it was mental health. It's mental health. But I was like, since it's one of us, I wonder what narrative Fox News is going to spin. I wonder if they're gonna vilify him, if they're gonna make him out to be some kind of a monster. But I don't, I blocked Fox News out of my peripheral. So whenever I would walk through the office that day, Monday, I just kind of blocked it out and I just didn't see it. So I don't know how they painted him, but I just don't know. I'm just wondering what went through his mind. Like, I just don't understand what can cause a person to do something so heinous and so life ending and life altering, because you not only affect the people's lives that you took, you affect your lives, your family, and their family. So it's not just you and them that are affected by this. There are so many other people who are affected by this, and I just really wonder what was going through his mind at the time that this happened. But my prayers are going to be with the victims' families. Definitely, my prayers are with them, that they are, because they're in college, and they are anywhere between 18 to their early 20s, and now, just like with Shaquella, their lives are gone. They won't be able to go, and they won't be able to graduate college, have children, get live out their lives. It's just really sad, you guys. Very, very sad. But let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So let's just get off of the sad stuff and let's just talk about some of the mess that has been going on this week. So the first thing that I want to talk about, which I didn't initially have it in my notes, but I just thought about it. Let's talk about Twitter, you guys. So you guys know that Elon Musk is the sole owner of Twitter currently, right? So I was on Twitter the other night and they were talking about Twitter is ending. Now, you guys, this was actually brought up by Elon Musk, who put up a picture of some people at a gravesite, and then he had Twitter. It was Twitter. I was like, so now I want to ask you now, as much money as he spent on Twitter, I can't imagine that this man would want it to go down in a burning flame of crap. But I also know I also see what he's doing currently, right? It's a lot of stuff that he's currently doing. And it's like, really? So if you guys haven't been aware, like, I know he was ordering the people who work there to come into the office. And didn't he just do something similar with Tesla? Like, I don't understand why anybody would want to work for Elon Musk, especially after that black man sued Tesla for the workplace environment. I would never want to do anything involving Elon Musk. No. So he ordered those people to come in, and I know some of those people have resigned, and I know people have quit. He's let go. He's let go of some people. I don't know what he's doing, and I honestly, God, don't care what he's doing. So, like I said, I saw that they were talking about Twitter is ending. To be quite honest with you guys, I couldn't care less if Twitter ends or not. For me, I actually have not been active on Twitter since. So, I didn't tell you guys. So I was locked out of my Twitter for a whole week. So the week of, what week was it? Because I haven't tweeted in 2 weeks now. So it wasn't. It's not this week, and it wasn't last week. It was the following week. So I got locked out because actually I got locked out of Twitter the same exact week that he was announced the sole owner of Twitter, right? So that congressperson, that congresswoman, Lauren Boebert, who I cannot stand her, right? So the Republicans were so giddy and so happy about him having Twitter, and now they have free speech, right? Y'all do know free speech is, it doesn't mean you don't have consequences for the things that you say, and there are certain things that aren't protected, like hate speech. That, and I think so. That's really, and that's part of the reason why I haven't been on Twitter, right? So they said I made a hateful tweet towards her, right? Because I said to her, like, she was like, "Oh, we can say whatever we want." I said, "So would it be okay if I called you a bimbo?" And Twitter said that that was hateful speech. I was like, me calling her a bimbo is hateful. But then you saw so many profiles after Elon Musk purchased Twitter saying nigger, nigger, nigger with the ER, a hard ER on it. And I was like, you know what? If it's okay for them to say nigger, but I can't call her a bimbo, nigger is not hateful, but a bimbo is. That was the moment when I said, you know what? We're good on Twitter. I don't have to be on Twitter. And I haven't really been tweeting. Like, you guys might see that you'll see that I might reply to people, or if something just really catches my eye on one of our shows that we're watching, I'll tweet that. But I have not been on Twitter, and I don't miss it. So if Twitter goes bye bye, I couldn't care less, to be quite honest with you guys. Honest to God, I wouldn't be offended. I wouldn't be hurt. It doesn't bother me because it's a shit show. Like, I saw that he put up Elon Musk put up a poll asking should he give who his platform back. Say what? Oh, speaking of him, you guys, Chester has decided that he wants to throw his hat into the 2024 election. God, be prepared for a shit show with him. He didn't have my vote in 2016. He didn't have my vote in 2020, and he damn sure wouldn't have my vote in 2024. What I am praying and hoping is that he does not get the presidential nominee for the Republicans and that he goes to jail. That is my hope, wish, and prayer for that fat piece of shit. But let me know what you guys think about Twitter. Are you guys? I don't even know if you guys are active on Twitter. But let me know if you guys are active on Twitter. Let me know how you feel about it, and we will discuss it in the comments section below. And would you be hurt if Twitter goes away? Let me know, and let's talk about it. So let's pause here, and let's move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is this drama with Escape. Oh my God, you guys. I love me some Escape. And you guys know that Escape has a show that's coming up next year, right? I think it's March, right? So it's the show that they filmed with them in SWV. So that show is getting ready to come up. And I know that Candy and Tamika Cottle, Tiny, I know that they did some radio interviews, and I know that they said that there's some drama that happens with the group, right? And that's the one thing when it comes to Escape that I'm just not really interested to see. I don't want to see the drama between them. Like, it's been years. Like, for years, it was always the Scott sisters versus Candy, and Tiny would be in the middle of the Scott sisters, right? I know for the longest time the beef was between, and it wasn't. I think for years the beef was between Candy and Tamika Scott, right? But since Tamika and Latasha are sisters, it was technically between both of them. But they eventually made up and they came back together, right? So they've been doing good. They've been on tour. They make music with each other, right? And I know from the past that there was always some issues with the girls as far as it came with Latasha, right? Because Latasha wanted to be you know, I think at one point Latasha wanted to be a solo artist. And I'm not gonna sit here and knock Latasha because Latasha has an amazing voice. I love I love Latasha's voice. I absolutely do, right? And I kind of wish that Latasha had gone solo. But sometimes maybe it's just, sometimes it's just not in the cards. You might want it for yourself. Like I'll give you guys a specific group that some of the girls have tried to go solo, but they it just doesn't work for them. Fifth Harmony. So, the girls of Fifth Harmony have tried to go solo. Camila Cabello. I don't like her music. I don't like how she sounds when she sings. She is just not for me. She's not my cup of tea, right? Camila Cabello has gone solo. I don't know what her successes are. Normani. Normani is good when it comes to singles. But the thing is, Normani does not have an album anywhere, right? Like Wild Side, that song was so good. I loved Wild Side. And she didn't have any follow up from it. And I'm like, her team drops the ball because Wild Side was good. That was a very good single. And they didn't strike while the iron was hot. And I was like, y'all dropped the ball with this girl every time. Even her first single, I forget what it was, that she released. Great, she has great singles, but her team, I don't know who her team is, right? So, and also you have to remember with Fifth Harmony, they all, each one of those girls of Fifth Harmony, they auditioned for X Factor USA when it used to come on, when it was still on the air, right? They all individually auditioned, and they got to the judges' home, and they didn't make it as a solo act. But remember, Simon saw something in them, and he put them together to form a group, and that's where Fifth Harmony was born. Fifth Harmony has now I can tell you Fifth Harmony had a lot of success. Fifth Harmony had success. The individual ladies themselves, and I don't, like I said, I don't know what Camila Cabello has done because I don't follow her career. I just don't like her singing is just not for me. But I do know about Normani, and I just want more for her, right? And the same could be said for Escape, right? Like, look at Escape. Candy has done some solo projects, right? There are two songs that I can think of from Candy that she released as singles, and now the last one that she released, um, I high, I fly above. That one when she made on Housewives, not a good song. But the one from the like the '90s, early 2000s, I can't remember the name of that song. But her first single that I remember was a good one, right? But she's similar to like what I said about Camilla and Normani. Can produce a good single, but a single doesn't transfer to a solo career and an album. So I don't know. And like I said, Latasha's voice is great. I just don't know if, and it's not too late for her to be a solo artist. She can still pursue it. I just kind of question, will people buy it? She has an amazing voice. I just don't know if people, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know if people would be clamoring for a Latasha album like people clamor for a Beyonce album, a Rihanna album, a Pink. I'm just naming solo artists. I'm like, and I'm actually, let's go back to people who are from girl groups. Beyonce. And let's just think about it. There are not a lot of artists who came from girl groups or guy groups that went solo. And there's very few. Beyonce, you can think about Beyonce from Destiny's Child. TLC, none of them went solo. In Vogue, who went solo from In Vogue? Brownstone. 3LW. Like, if we just think about it, there are not a lot of people who went solo. I mean, if you think about girl groups and guy groups, you got like Justin Timberlake, Cisco, Beyonce, uh, I can't think of anybody else, but y'all, I'm rambling. But I'm not trying to ramble. But yeah, so that's that. So you guys know that they got the Lady of Soul Award at the Soul Train Awards, right? This is where the shit has gone off the rails, right? So I saw the pictures from the Soul Train Awards and I was like, what the hell? Tiny, Tamika, and Candy. They all had on similar dresses, right? Then you got Latasha over here in this loud ass green dress. I was like, did she not get the memo on what the color scheme was? So I don't know whose comment section this was on Instagram, but Hun Candy went back and Hun Candy was in it. She was in it. Then Candy came back and replied. Then Latasha came back with the text messages showing that she did not know what the color scheme was, but she knew what the color scheme was for the performance on stage. I'm confused. Then they said that Latasha blocked Candy on Instagram, and Latasha said, "Nope, I didn't block Candy. Candy blocked me." I was like, "This is terrible. This the same shit from the '90s that's happened with y'all is still plaguing y'all today, and I just don't understand why. I'm so confused why they're still dealing with things because technically this is shit. This is just the past." And I think what it is they haven't they made amends, but I don't think they really worked through their issues because if you watch Escape just kicking it, you can still see that even though they made up with each other, you can still see that there was still some underlying things there. Now, here's the interesting thing with this situation currently. Tamika and Latasha, they ain't really seeing it for each other right now. I'm like, damn. Because it's like I said earlier, it's typically the Scott sisters versus Candy, and Tiny be in the middle. I really do hope they get it together, and I'm worried about this show coming out, right? Because when you think about it, when it comes to like these reality TV shows, right? It's so much stuff that goes in. It's so much stuff because they always say it's a lot. Like think about like Real Housewives of Atlanta, Potomac, and all that stuff, right? They film the stuff, so they're filming it and they're into it with each other, right? So they could probably make up by the end of the season, but then they have to do their post-season interviews, right? So they do those post-season interviews, and they're telling how they feel, how they probably felt in the moment, right? Because Atlanta is still filming, and Atlanta has actually just started their postseason interviews, right? So they're doing and when I say postseason interviews, what people call the confessionals. So they're doing their interviews with the producers, and the producers are asking them things that are happening currently, and they're answering them. So they're reliving it in their interviews. Then the producer's gonna put the show together, the show's gonna come out, and they're gonna have to rewatch it again, and they're gonna see what happened then and what you said about them in your interviews with the producers. And then like with Housewives, they have to film that stuff, talk about it to their producers, watch it with the fans, and then they have to go to the reunion and relive it again. So they go through that stuff 4 different times. And that's why I say with Escape, I don't think that show have a reunion, but I do know for a fact that they had to live the stuff. They're having to film their interviews, and then when the show airs, they're gonna have to relive it, deal with social media and what the fans are saying. It's gonna be a shit show. It really is gonna be a big shit show. But let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. Let me know what you guys thought about all of that, and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So the next story that I briefly want to touch on is Bashir Gray from Empire, who played Hakeem Lyons, the youngest lion. What is going on with him? He is once again in trouble for domestic abuse. It's just like, I mean, isn't this the third time that he's been arrested for hitting a woman, putting his hands on? It was his wife. Like, he hasn't been on a downward spiral since Empire ended, and I just don't know what's next for him. I don't know He doesn't like his mug shots. His mug shots don't look well. It looks like somebody who's going through something. I don't know what. I'm not trying to call anything or anything like that, but I don't know what's going on with Mr. Bashir Gray. I have no idea. I want somebody to intervene and get him some help. I don't know what kind of help that is, but I want somebody to step in and get that young man some help, because it's at this point it's becoming a pattern, and that's not a good thing when something like this becomes a pattern. But I want you guys to talk about it with me and talk to me about it in the comment section, and let's pause here and move forward. All right, you guys. So the next to last story, we're gonna send up some well wishes and prayers for comedian Jay Leno and TV talk show host Jay Leno, right? So you guys know Jay Leno has an extensive car collection, and you know, earlier this week, I think it might have been Monday or Tuesday when it was on the news. So I don't necessarily know what happened, but I know that Jay Leno caught on fire. I don't know if he was under the car and the car and flame. I don't know what happened, but I do know that he caught on fire. They say that he's fine. They say that he's like himself, but they haven't said the extent to his his injuries. If it's if he's gonna have to, I'm pretty positive he might have to have skin graft surgery. Ooh, I just couldn't imagine. Ugh. I just couldn't imagine what that is like, to just know that your skin is on fire. Like, mm, mm, mm. I wouldn't. There are just certain jobs that I just would not want to do, like working in power plants and things like that. Those kind of jobs would just not be for me, because ooh, the thought of potentially catching on fire, it bothers me. It scares me. Like, your flesh, that is your flesh on fire. But yeah, prayers up to Jay Leno, you guys, and we're gonna wrap up hot topics, you guys. So let's pause here and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So the next thing, and I got my laptop. So if you guys see me looking down, I'm looking at my laptop. So the Grammy nominations have come out this week, right? So I do want to talk to you guys about the Grammy nominations, because I want to talk about one specific thing first before I talk about the nominations. And I might not go too deep into them, but they're talking, everybody's talking about the fact that, oh my God, Nicki Minaj got snubbed for a Grammy. Can I be real with you guys? I have yet to hear Super Freaky Girl, so I don't know if that song is good or bad. So I don't have any judgment of that song. I've heard snippets of it. It's not a bad song, but I just don't think it's a Grammy-worthy song. No shade. And I like Nicki Minaj. I really do. I like Nicki, but I don't think that song was worthy of a Grammy. Let's just be real. So let me know what you guys thought about that. But let's talk about the nominations, you guys. So for Best Rap Album, child, I didn't even know that some of these people had an album this year. DJ Khaled had an album called God Did. So DJ Khaled is nominated. Future is nominated for Best Rap Album. Didn't know that Future had an album either. Pusha T. Oh God, I hope they don't give it to him. Jack Harlow. Y'all, I've heard Jack Harlow. He is just not for me. And Kendrick Lamar is nominated for Best Rap Album. So Best New Artist. I don't know half of these people. The only person I don't know in this list is Lotto. So we're gonna hope Lotto win Best New Artist. Song is Beyonce for Break My Soul, Harry Styles, Bonnie Raitt, I don't know who that is, Taylor Swift. Didn't that album just come out? Jay-Z, God Did, Steve Lacy, Adele, I don't know who the hell this is, and Kendrick Lamar. Record of the year is Beyonce for Break My Soul, Doja Cat for Woman, Harry Styles for As It Was, Brandy Carlisle, You and Me on the Rock. Lizzo is nominated for About Damn Time. ABBA, who the hell is that? For Don't Shut Me Down. Steve Lacy. I've heard that name, but I just don't know who that is. Adele, she's nominated for Easy on Me. Come on, Mary J. She's nominated for Good Morning Gorgeous. Kendrick Lamar for The Heart Part 5. We're not doing rock album. Music video is Doja Cat, Harry Styles, Taylor Swift, Adele, BTS, and Kendrick Lamar. Rap song is Future, Drake, Jay-Z, Drake, Kendrick Lamar. Didn't that album just come out? Okay. Wait, which Drake album? Because didn't he have 2 albums this year? Congratulations, Drake. Melodic rap performance is SZA, Kendrick Lamar, Lotto, Drake, and Jack Harlow. Pop duo or group performance, you got Doja Cat, BTS, Sam, whoever this ABBA is, and Ed Sheeran. Song written for visual media. So I'm gonna tell you the only people that I know on this list. I know who Billie Eilish is. I ain't a fan. Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, and Beyonce for Be Alive. Spoken word album. So pop solo performance is Doja Cat, Harry Styles, Lizzo, Bad Bunny, Steve Lacy, and Adele. Global music album, child, I don't know that either. R&B song. Come on, Jasmine Sullivan, Priscilla Renee. Who the hell is that? Y'all know who that is? PJ Morton. Who is that? Mary J. Blige for Good Morning Gorgeous, and Beyonce for Cuff It. That is my shit, but y'all are wearing that song out. Dance recording is Beyonce for Break My Soul, BB Rexa for I'm Good, Her for Intimidated. I don't know who that is, and I don't know who that is, so we're going to move forward. R&B album, Robert Glasper. I know who Lucky Day is. Mary J. Blige. I don't know who the hell PJ Morton is. And Chris Brown. Comedy album, Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle. That's it that I know. Rock song, pop vocal, Adele for 30. Whoever this ABBA is, Coldplay, Lizzo, and Harry Styles. Rap performance is, come on, Future, Glorilla. Every time I see her name, I really just want to say Gorilla. I'm sorry. Glorilla for FNF, Fuck Nigga Free. Jay-Z for God Did, Doja Cat for Vegas, and Kendrick Lamar. Country song, Chris Stapleton, Miranda Lambert, Taylor Swift. When did they consider her country? I thought she was, never mind. Luke Combs and Ben Stennis. Reggae album, Sean Paul, Shaggy, and that's it that I know. Alternative music, I don't know none of these people. Music film, okay, I don't give a damn. Urban contemporary album, don't know them. Country album, Willie Nelson had an album. Miranda Lambert and Luke Combs is the only people that I know in this. Ashley McBride, I believe that's how you say that, and Maren Morris. I know who Maren is. R&B performance is Beyonce's for Virgo's Groove, Lucky Day for Over, Hurt Me So Good, Jasmine Sullivan, and Here With Me, Mary J. Blige. And I think that's the list, you guys. Yep, that's the list. Let me know what you guys thought about. I didn't go through the whole entire list. I will actually be watching this year's Grammy Awards. Again, let me know in the comments. Do y'all think Nicki Minaj was snubbed or not? We'll discuss it in the comment section, you guys. We do this every week, same time, same place, same channel, same host, JB. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you. I don't know when I'll see you guys for Love During Lockup, Love and Marriage Huntsville, and Real Housewives of Potomac. So you guys, until then, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be safe. Be blessed, you guys. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.